Greetings everyone and welcome. I'm your host Captain Ryan. Today's video comes to us courtesy of Evren. And Evren is playing in the Tier 10 Japanese Destroyer of Worlds, Harugamo, here in World of Warships. As the battle gets underway, it is Haven, it's Domination Match Mode, and Evren has spawned closest to the sea cap point, so the sea cap point is where he's going to initially head. Now, if you haven't played the Japanese gunboat destroyer line, or you haven't had an opportunity to play against them, more importantly, you might not be fully aware of what the Harugamo here is capable of. And having only played it once back before it was buffed, as part of the testing phase, I had mixed experiences with it. It wasn't a bad ship then. It wasn't the best, but wasn't bad. Of course, now that it's been buffed, especially with its damage penetration values on the numerous 100mm guns it's got, it is incredibly dangerous. No matter what ship you are in, it will simply rain masses and masses of firepower down upon you. That, and it has got a sextuple? I don't know. It has 6 torpedoes on its launcher, and can be equipped with the torpedo reload booster. And unlike the Harugamo and the Kagero, it can be outfitted with the torpedo reload booster without losing its speed boost or its smokescreen, which makes it even more dangerous, because it can drop a set of torpedoes, pop a smokescreen, and then drop another set of torpedoes while you're busy dodging the first. Now, friendly Shimakaze has found himself in a very, very bad situation here. Pretty much gonna get deleted there, unfortunately. Gets taken out by a gearing torpedo, but it looks like there was a lot of enemy firepower back over there, and my guess is that Shimakaze, popping that smokescreen there, was unfortunately just a little bit too close to that Desmonas back over there, who popped his radar and kept him highlighted. An example of a Tier 10 destroyer not really knowing what to do in that situation. Don't pop your smokescreen and sit there. It's not going to do you any good. You got to turn and run. Turn and brake. Yeah, you're still going to be exposed, but the idea here is that you're going to make it harder for the enemy to hit you. Now, Evren is using the torpedo reload booster. You can see how quickly it is. It basically allows you to get 2 salvos of torpedoes off from one launcher very, very quickly. And since they are 6 each, you can get a nice sizable spread. Almost the same number as you would in, say, a Shimakaze, and definitely more than the Gearing or Fletcher or any other destroyers are going to put out. But here we can also see the effectiveness of the guns. This is high explosive fired out at this Des Moines. And just look how effective it is. It's dropping health off that ship by a couple hundred to 1,000 at a time. There's a torpedo hit. You can see those torpedoes are very strong, very powerful. And another torpedo hit there takes out the gearing in that smokescreen. So that gearing sat broadside in smoke to where a known destroyer was. Now, Evren has also managed to set this Des Moines on fire. Remember, the first torpedo caused flooding, so these fires are gonna burn. Unfortunately, Evren doesn't secure that kill as the Chapayev finishes it off, although even if the Chapayev had not finished off that Des Moines, he would have died anyway due to the fact that he was burning down, and there was a Harugamo basically spamming high explosive at him. Now, I will point out here that Evren is running the Isiroko Yamamoto Captain, and you can tell by the tracers on the shells flying out there, the special red tracers. Friendly Chapayev gets taken out by torpedoes launched by the Shimakaze there. That's unfortunate, especially more unfortunate because look at that. It's a wide spread here. This is kind of one of the reasons why I say don't launch wide spreads if you're in a destroyer, because there's just so much space. Honestly, that Chapayev probably easily could have dodged those torpedoes, although, given how much health he had left, probably wouldn't have gone well for him. Speaking of not going well, the enemy team is currently up on points. They hold the A and B cap point. And they have the ship advantage here, only having lost 1 destroyer and 1 cruiser, compared to Evren's team's 2 destroyers, a cruiser, and a battleship. That's going to put them in a little bit of a bind here, but remember, the enemy team doesn't have a Harugamo on it, and this ship really is quite capable. And Evren's team does seem to be reasonably capable, as they do manage to take out an enemy battleship, so that is going to, at the very least, assist them in keeping themselves in the game for a little bit longer. So Evren is going to go ahead and open up at this Montana. Now that's a bold move, but this is a gunboat destroyer, so you kind of absolutely have to do that. He's going to pop a smoke screen here so that he can break line of sight there, but of course doing that leads to the problem that now he can't see the enemy Montana, because the enemy Montana isn't in line of sight to anybody else and didn't fire. Finally, though, friendly ship gets close enough so the Montana is in line of sight, and Evren switches his focus back over there. He's fired off both sets of torpedoes, but the way the Montana's turning, it doesn't look like the first set is going to hit. The second set may or may not hit. Switches over to the armor-piercing briefly to shoot at the Shimakaze, but right back over to the high explosive. It's probably worth noting that he has the inertia to use high explosive, so these shots are going to penetrate, and they're going to do a lot of damage, more than likely. Now, that Montana was burning down nicely. Another ship has died. I don't think Evren managed to hit a torpedo on any of the ships back over there, but because they've managed to kill another cruiser here, their teams are fairly equal. And he did actually manage to hit a torpedo on the Lion here. And there is Evren's Confederate Award, earned for causing 20% of the damage to 6 different ships on the enemy team. So that's a pretty impressive award to get. And at this point, look at that. He's already at 163,000 damage as he continues to put rounds out there. Sets a fire on that Lion. That's going to be a problem for that Lion because he's already been hit by a torpedo. Probably put the flooding out so he doesn't have damage con available. Then again, it is a British ship, and they are particularly known for printing new ships, especially when associated fire damage is being done to them. There's the High Caliber Award for causing at least 30% of the total damage to the enemy team. That's the total HP pool of the enemy team. So, already off to a great start here, but then the team isn't doing particularly well at this point, as we can see. As well as Evren is taking a lot of hits from these battleships, which means he's slowly being whittled down of his health pool. And the last thing you want to be is a destroyer on very, very low health, especially a gunboat destroyer with very low health, as it means you have to make a decision on how you're going to use your ship. Are you going to try and put yourself into a position where you can fire at targets and they can't shoot back? Are you going to try and turn into a torpedo boat? Luckily, Evren doesn't have to worry about that because it's a Harugamo, and yeah, he can turn into a torpedo boat pretty easily. In fact, I'm surprised he's not firing off torpedoes, as this Montana looks like he's trying to sneak around that island anyway. But he is continuing to spam fire over these islands at the Lion, and does manage to secure the kill on the Lion. Now, this Montana comes around the island here. Here comes some more torpedoes. We know this Shimakaze is back over here somewhere. There's a fire set on the Montana, and the Montana is going to come around broadside. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's anybody really in a position to take advantage of this Montana's decision. Now, there's the Weather Award, 60,000 damage caused by fires and or floodings. I think in this case we can safely assume it's almost all fires. Fires off a set of torpedoes at that Montana, uses the reload booster, fires off a second, and of course that's when the Montana turns hard there. It's really, really annoying if you're in a destroyer and then you watch your target change directions completely. Could have held on to that second salvo for just a little bit longer there. Probably would have been somewhat useful, hard to say. Evren's team is finally in the points lead here. They've actually managed to secure the C cap point. And most of the remaining enemy ships are, well, they're really, really out of position there. enemy Shimakaze takes out the friendly Iowa there, although that Iowa was giving broadside to a Montana. All of Everon's torpedoes missed the Montana. It's kind of disappointing, but Montana doesn't have a lot of health left here, so Everon, with this incredible rate of fire, I mean really incredible rate of fire, look at this, less than 2 seconds, wailing on this guy, setting fire, so this guy is probably getting really pissed off right about now. There's a second fire on that Montana's deck. Even if he launches his repair party ability right now, he's probably not going to survive. There's the Arsonist Award for finishing off that Montana, and ooh, that was a big ol' hit there. Not a lot of health left. The Shimakaze firing off torpedoes, and again, widespread here, allowing Everon to slip harmlessly through. Nice big gap created by RNGesus there. And that Shimakaze has a very big problem now, because, well, Everon may not have a lot of health here, and the Shima certainly can cause him damage and kill him. The problem is, Everon has an incredibly high rate of fire, and so he's able to finish that guy off. And he earns an award that I have not ever seen before. That's kind of impressive. 4 kills in. The game is still on here. There are 2 enemy ships left, a destroyer and a battleship. Everon's team has a battleship, which is at least half health. It's also worth noting it's a Yamato. Obviously, Everon himself and a cruiser, the Baltimore, so that's a radar cruiser, should be able to identify any destroyer should that destroyer get close, but based on what we're seeing, it's likely that both the destroyer and the battleship are down here at the decap point. Now, Everon doesn't have a lot of health here. His team is winning, but it is entirely possible that the enemy team might be able to pull it back. You never know. So always continue to play to win the game. Don't just say, oh, yeah, we're in the lead, and stop. Also, don't rush into a situation and suicide. Everon does not have a lot of health here, and this could be a serious problem, as if the enemy destroyer pops up and has significantly more health, even with a high rate of reload, it's entirely possible that Everon could be taken out. Now, this degrosser here is in a really bad position for Everon because he's basically got an island blocking based on the speed there. Now, Everon opens up here, but we can see a smoke screen opening up in the decap point there. That is definitely going to be the enemy destroyer. So Everon's going to go ahead, he's going to open up with his guns, try and set some fires there. Didn't manage to set any fires. Uses his last reload booster. He's gonna get both sets away, and hoping, more than likely, that either the destroyer is going to try and come around this side, or that maybe that degrosser was going to turn the other way, but no, the degrosser does not opt to do that. So Everon misses another opportunity here to get some torpedoes on the degrosser. He could have fired off on the other side instead, bracketing the island, and that's actually what I would have done instead. But he does set a fire on the degrosser, so that's going to burn down. Now, the other advantage to the Isiroko Yamamoto captain is that if you score 5 kills, just like this, you now get a free heal, and that is going to recover over 50% of Everon's health as he fights this Shimakaze. And this Shimakaze cannot do anything about this. He's well and easily detected, and that's going to finish him off. 6 kills there, and realistically, 6 kills saved by the Isiroko Yamamoto captain, giving him the extra HP there at the end. Of course, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway, as the enemy Shimakaze was the last remaining player on his team, with a Baltimore still left. 303,000 damage done there, a whole slew of awards. Top of the team for XP earned 3,700 base XP. That's one of the highest I've actually ever seen. Only one player on the enemy team that manages to break the 1,000 XP marker. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Everybody, if you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Everon, thank you for sending this one in. It was fantastic to watch and fantastic to analyze. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to have me take a look at or see featured on my channel, you can send it to my email. And if you'd like to watch me play various games live, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.